In a quiet mountain village, nestled among rolling green hills and blooming wildflowers, there lived an old woman named Elara. She was known to everyone simply as Grandmother Elara. Her small cottage sat at the edge of the village, with a garden full of vibrant roses, herbs, and vegetables that seemed to thrive no matter the season. Her face was etched with lines from decades of laughter and tears, but her eyes sparkled with a gentle warmth that drew people to her like moths to a lantern. Grandmother Elara was always smiling. Rain or shine, rich harvest or barren fields, she greeted each day with the same serene joy. Villagers often whispered about her in wonder. How does she do it? They would ask. Life has not been kind to her, losing her husband young, raising children alone through wars and famines, facing illnesses and losses. Yet she is the happiest person we know. One crisp autumn day, a young man named Alex arrived in the village. He was in his late 20s, handsome but weary, with shadows under his eyes from sleepless nights filled with worry. Alex had come from the bustling city where he had chased success, a high-paying job, a fancy apartment, expensive clothes, and endless parties, but none of it brought him peace. He felt empty, restless, and unhappy no matter what he achieved. Hearing rumors of the wise old woman who knew the secret to happiness in every situation, he sought her out. Alex knocked on the door of the cottage. Grandmother Elara opened it, her silver hair tied in a simple bun, wearing a faded but clean dress. "Come in, young traveler," she said with a warm smile. "You look like you carry the weight of the world on your shoulders." They sat by the fire, sipping herbal tea from her garden. Alex poured out his heart. "Grandmother, I've tried everything to be happy. Money, success, travel, nothing works. Life throws problems at me constantly. Lost jobs, broken relationships, health scares. How can anyone be happy in every situation? Please, teach me your secret." Grandmother Elara listened quietly, her eyes kind and knowing. Then she began her story, not just words, but the tale of her own life, woven with lessons that would change Alex forever.
The early years, finding joy in simplicity. "I was born in this very village," Grandmother Elara began, "the youngest of 7 children in a poor farming family. We had little food, hand-me-down clothes, and a leaky roof. But my mother taught us early, happiness isn't in what you have, but in how you see it. As a child, during harsh winters when snow buried our crops, my siblings complained bitterly, but I would wake up and marvel at the blanket of white covering the world, making everything clean and new. We'd build snowmen and have snowball fights. My mother would say, 'Look for the gift in every moment.' In scarcity, we learned gratitude for a warm fire, a shared meal, the laughter of family. One winter, a blizzard destroyed our entire harvest. We nearly starved. Neighbors shared what little they had, and we survived. That taught me hardship brings people together. In loss, there is connection. Happiness comes from appreciating the small blessings, even when life seems unfair." Alex nodded slowly. He thought of his city life, always wanting more. The latest gadget, a bigger promotion, never satisfied. Young love and heartbreak, accepting what cannot be changed. "When I was 18, Elara continued, I met Thomas, a kind young blacksmith from the next village. We fell deeply in love. He had strong hands and a gentle heart. We married and dreamed of a big family. But life had other plans. Thomas was drafted into a distant war. Months turned to years. Letters stopped coming. One day, a messenger arrived with news. He had died heroically, saving his comrades. I was devastated. For weeks, I couldn't eat or sleep. Grief consumed me. The village pitied me, a young widow at 22. But one morning, sitting by his empty chair, I remembered my mother's words.
I couldn't change his death, but I could choose how to honor his memory. I started living for the love we shared, the happy years, the dreams we built. I planted a rose bush in his honor. It blooms beautifully every spring. Grief didn't vanish, but I accepted it as part of life. In pain, there is growth. Happiness returned, softer but deeper, because I chose to focus on gratitude for the time we had, not resentment for what was taken. Tears welled in Alex's eyes. He had recently ended a toxic relationship and felt bitter. "How do you let go?" he asked. "By accepting," Elara replied. "Like the river flows around rocks, not fighting them. Resistance causes suffering. Acceptance brings peace."
Raising children alone. Strength in adversity. With Thomas gone, I raised our 2 young sons alone. Times were tough. Famine struck, then floods. We lost our home once and lived in a barn. My boys grew strong, helping on farms, but tragedy struck again. My elder son fell ill during an epidemic. He fought bravely, but passed at 15. The pain was unbearable. I questioned everything. Why me? Why again? Yet, in the darkness, light emerged. Villagers rallied, bringing food and comfort. My younger son and I grew closer. I realized trials forge character. In loss, we learn empathy. My son's short life inspired me to help others. He was kind, even in sickness. I chose happiness by serving. I became the village healer, using herbs from my garden. Helping others healed me. Happiness in hardship comes from purpose, turning pain into compassion. Alex shared his own struggles, job loss, financial stress. Elara smiled. Those are teachers, not enemies. Middle years, weathering storms with gratitude. As I aged, challenges continued. Droughts ruined crops. I went hungry some seasons. Arthritis crept in, making work painful. Friends passed away. But I practiced daily gratitude. Each morning, I listed 3 blessings: the sunrise, birdsong, a kind neighbor. One year, a fire ravaged half the village, including my cottage. I lost everything: photos, heirlooms. Yet I stood amid the ashes and thought, I'm alive. The community rebuilt together. My new cottage is smaller, but filled with love. In every disaster, there's rebirth. Happiness is choosing to see the silver lining, trusting life unfolds as it should. Old age, the deepest joy in letting go. Now, in my 80s, my body weakens. I walk slowly, forget names sometimes. My surviving son lives far away, visiting rarely. Some days, loneliness creeps in, health issues arise. But I've learned the greatest secret. Happiness is a choice, independent of circumstances. It's an inner state. I meditate on acceptance, like Zen monks. Carry only the present moment. Past burdens, let them go. Future worries, they may never come. I find joy in simple things. A child's laughter, tea's warmth, flowers blooming despite weeds. True happiness is mindset. Focus on good, practice forgiveness, including self, cultivate contentment. No situation is all bad or all good. In rain, flowers grow. In night, stars shine. Alex sat silently, transformed. Grandmother, your life, it's the proof. She laughed softly. Live it yourself. Start today. Gratitude journal, kindness acts, accept what is. Alex stayed in the village, apprenticing under Elara. He learned her ways, gardening with mindfulness, helping villagers, finding joy in daily rhythms.
Years passed. Alex became happy in every situation, through his own losses, gains, joys, sorrows. He shared Elara's wisdom, and the village flourished in peace. When grandmother Elara passed peacefully at 95, surrounded by loved ones, the village mourned but celebrated her life. Her legacy, happiness, is not found outside, but chosen within. And so, dear viewer, remember Grandmother Elara's lesson. In every situation, good or bad, choose gratitude, acceptance, and love. Happiness will follow, like sunlight after rain. Thank you for watching. If this story touched you, like, subscribe, and share your own experiences in the comments. How do you find happiness in tough times? Let's inspire each other.